Why I chose wild pregnancy and free birth. So firstly, what is wild pregnancy? Wild pregnancy is you go your whole pregnancy without to go to any experts. So you don't do it the usual way as we are trained to do it. That we go, I haven't even an idea, every month or every week. I don't know it because I haven't done it. But from the beginning, you give yourself over to the medical system, and they start to measure you and to put you in these little nice boxes and and tell you how you proceed in your pregnancy and how the baby is doing and so on. Wild pregnancy is you decided to do it yourself. You decide to listen to your inner wisdom. You decide, by doing this, you decide to step into your own power, to trust your body, to trust yourself, that it will be able to maneuver through your pregnancy just perfectly without any medical advices, without someone else that needs to tell you your baby is right. It's all okay with your baby. You are all okay. It's fine. You trust yourself, and you are able to do this. You are, as a woman, more than able to do this. And then free birth. Free birth, the same. You choose to do it all by yourself. You have no doula there. You have no midwife there. If you do it like really kind of strict, you don't even have a birth keeper there. So you do it really yourself and with your partner maybe. But you have no expert, however you would describe this expert, but no expert around you. You really step into birth all by yourself. So that's wild pregnancy and a free birth. I hope I described it the right way. So for me, it was from the beginning clear that I will go into this journey. How I will maneuver in this journey, it's really, I read a lot of books about free birth. I read a lot of testimonials about women and who gave free birth, and I did amazing online courses that train you and move you in the right position to be ready for your own free birth. But I actually consumed already expert wisdom, so maybe it's not anymore really a free birth that I will do. I don't know, and it doesn't matter. But I want to give out to every woman here is just to find her own perfect way in her self-empowered way. I absolutely encourage every woman to go out of the system to do this, because the medicalized birthing system it's a huge money machine, and it doesn't really serve the woman. It doesn't serve the baby. And why that is so, you find in all the beautiful books that I give you as resources, the beautiful trained midwives who stopped to be midwives because they saw like the system is not treating the woman, they're not empowering women in their birth. It's just so many things that are just done the wrong way. Because with all the research that I have done, with all this new knowledge that I have gained over this time, I can really stand here and tell you that we women are totally mistreated by the birthing system, totally and absolute. Why are there so many women that are walking out of birth with a huge trauma? Why does women not look empowered after they have given birth, after they have given life, after they have gone through a journey that is so deeply spiritual and physical and so much more, why does they look disempowered and not empowered? Why does so many women have physical problems after giving birth? All these questions, they raised inside of me, and I wanted answer to these questions. And this led me on my own self-empowered journey. So for me, it was clear to go this way in self-empowerment, because I was there with two of my friends. It's already, oh my gosh, it's almost 20 years ago. I was blessed to be present at two births of my friends back then, and I could consciously see how the system was treating the women. And for me, it felt inside, it felt so wrong already back then. Even I haven't begun my any teachings about women or women empowerment or the divine feminine or women teachings. I wasn't there at all, but still then I felt inside there is something really wrong here, and I felt I would never go in this environment to give birth. My whole skin was really like so you see that the woman wisdom does exist inside of you, and it knows actually very clearly what you need. It's just you who knows what you need during pregnancy and birth. When we start to develop this knowledge, when we start to listen to it, when we start to really question the system, how the things have been handled around pregnancy and birth, when you start to question everything, you have to awaken those things. You cannot stay in your old shell, in your old little safe box. You have to break it. You have to go out of this, out of your comfort zone. So, and after, interestingly, I was attending the births of my two friends, and it was so not in alignment with myself. I actually saw a documentary about African tribe where women go out into nature to give birth themselves. And in this moment, I really felt like, wow, yes, I can do this. This feels the right way, you know? Very interesting. So the woman wisdom is in all of us. We just have never learned how to listen to it, or we are very good in ignoring it. And then I was also I was a photographer, and I was attending also births and cesareans as a photographer to document it for a commercial for a hospital. And also there I could see behind the system, you know, I could see into the system, and I was shocked. I was it was really heavy on me. It was really it was painful, yes, how we are really disempowered during this whole journey. And I would say, I live in Switzerland, and I would say that in Switzerland is still quite easy compared to other countries. But still then, I feel this absolutely disalignment with the sacredness of pregnancy and birth, with the empowerment of women, how we treat this. It's really... You see, I don't have even words for it, because it's so, when you start to dive deep into it, when you start this journey, you will be left oftentimes really speechless. So that's how I started my journey and decided for a wild pregnancy and a free birth. And I started to research, to retrain myself, to feed myself with all the good things and with all the truth that I feel is true about birth and pregnancy, and not what society feeds us with. And this does not mean that I am not grateful for the medicine that we have today, especially the surgery. I mean, it's so good that we can save lives that we can save babies when it's really an emergency. And that's a difficult theme, because so many women who had a cesarean think it was an emergency, but they don't know why it came to this emergency. And I will talk about this in other videos. But in studies that free birth societies have done, they show that when in the free birth, there are less than 1% emergencies, less than 1%. And when you compare this to the medical system, there are a lot of emergencies. So it is controversial, and it triggers a lot of women that had experience of exactly painful, traumatic, urgent cesarean emergencies, cesarean experiences. And I know that this triggers a lot. But especially if it triggers you, then it always means that there is something for you. There is something for you to learn. There's something for you to get activated. There's something for you to look into. So if you are one of these women, I really encourage you to go back and reflect over your own birth. Reflect about it, dive back into it, and or even ask for the medical papers, that they made the, I don't know the English word, but you can ask for them. What I have learned from other women who had traumatic births, they did it this way. They went back into it to heal it, to reflect on it, to really know what was going on, and also to take back her power. And there are amazing groups out there where there are coaches who support you on your healing journey from a traumatic birth. So yeah, that's how I started my journey, and why I started this journey of wild pregnancy and free birth. And yes, I trust completely that I will have the experience that I will need to have. I have really prepared myself as best that I could with all the knowledge you can gather in your intellectual neocortex mind, but and also in the spiritual realm. I have prepared myself. I have so much journaled about my birth, I have done my visions, I went into all these areas that I could go in. Now that is possible, but at the end, birth is a mystery, and birth is not controllable. It is an experience that everyone has to have herself. And I guess myself, when you go this way of a self-empowered, conscious, awakened way through your pregnancy and birth, that you will have the experience that your soul needs to have, how matter this looks like. But not when you do it in the medical system, because you get empowered from the beginning, right? So then it's not possible. You will not have the birth that your soul needs to have, really not. Or I believe this. You don't have to believe this. But that's how I see it. If you're not able to stand in your self-empowerment, you will be not able to really experience the birth that you need to experience. So I hope this video inspired you, and also to make your own research, to go deeper and question the things. Really question our system. Question with good questions, everything starts.